there. Welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If you've never been here before and just discovered it, yay, you're finally here. I've been waiting for you. And if you're a returning subscriber, yay, I'm so glad you came back. As you know, my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision as to whether or not you and your family should watch a specific movie and spend time and money doing so. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called Candy Cane Lane. This goofy holiday flick is now playing in select theaters and is available on Amazon Studios. The movie is rated PG and is family friendly and is an hour and 57 minutes long. Now, I'll talk about the length of that in just a minute. My overall movie review mom grade is a B. I actually really got a kick out of it. But let me get into that here in just a minute. I'll give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I really liked, things I didn't like, tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines, interesting lines, and even recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might also really like. All right, so let's dive in. In a nutshell, the story is about a man who is determined to win the neighborhood's annual Christmas decorating contest on his house. He makes a pact with an elf to help him win, but there are unintended consequences of chaos. The family-friendly movie was directed by Reginald Hudlin, and writing credits go to Kelly Younger. Right, so here's the list of things that I really liked. First of all, it's great to see Eddie Murphy in something again. He's fantastic, of course. Giving way to the fun special effects, he plays a much more subdued character than we've seen him do before. When is he going to start aging is my big question. Tracy Ellis Ross is fantastic in this. I loved her fun personality, and I couldn't wait for her when she was on screen. I thought she stole every scene that she was in, honestly. Did you know that she's been nominated for 58 awards and won 12, known mostly for her role in Blackish? The adorable young actress, Madison Thomas, has an appropriate name for a character in a holiday movie. Holly is her name. The other children in the movie are named Nick and Joy. Yep, that's how much the dad is obsessed with Christmas. So I thought that was pretty cute. I always get a kick out of Jillian Bell and thought she was perfect in this role, actually. She's a quirky, likable villain. The rest of the cast is great too. It includes Nick Offerman, Timothy Simons, Danielle Pinnock, Nancy Lenihan, and David Alan Grier as Santa. I loved him as Santa. I bought it. I love him and everything. There's so much humor, both visual and spoken. So many things made me laugh out loud. I love the animated figurines and the old-timey houses. It seemed super old-fashioned Christmassy to me, and I thought that was perfect. The special effects are really entertaining. We've seen so many generic holiday movies over the years, so I love that this story is unique and original. This movie could have easily jumped into the horror genre if it had wanted to. There were a few moments I was like, whoa, where are we going with this? But then it kind of pulled back and, made it more family-friendly Christmassy. It made me laugh that USC was mentioned so many times in the movie. My brother's actually a USC law school grad, so yay, USC. There's this Matrix house, or a house that's decorated to look like the Matrix, and I just thought that that was so funny. And it's really fun that you get to go down the street and look at all of the different ways that people decorate their houses. And not everybody lives in a neighborhood like that. I have a few on my street, but nothing over the top at all. And many years we would just take the kids, pile them in the car, and drive around town so they could look at all of the fun houses. I think that's just kind of a fun thing to do. We get a musical cameo from Pentatonics. I love that group. Keep watching during the final credits for another little scene, as well as some funny outtakes. And I think comedies should always have funny outtakes and bloopers and that kind of stuff. So I loved that. Now, with all of that praise, there were just a few things that I didn't like or thought could have been done better or differently. First of all, there is a lot going on here, and sometimes the script is just too stuffed. It starts going in one direction, and then all of a sudden goes in that direction. You're like, wait, what about that storyline? Or, where are we going? Are they going to cross over? Of course they do. It's just a lot. And I know a lot of reviewers have criticized that. And for me, I noted it, but it didn't ruin the movie for me at all. And even though I did enjoy the movie, it felt a little too long. I mentioned it's almost 2 hours. And for a fun Christmassy comedy like this, especially if it's family friendly and the kids may not last that long, an hour and a half, 90 minutes is sort of par for the course, right? So just saying. Now, let me give you some tips for parents. I mentioned several times now that it is family friendly. There is some light profanity. There's lots of destruction and mayhem and some crazy behavior and stuff like that, but nothing super offensive or anything like that. All right, so for the themes worth talking about, especially if you watch this with your kids, are perfection, competition, family support, neighborly kindness, Christmas, of course, money, priorities, Christmas spirit, sharing, love, and joy. Now, in a lot of these Christmas movies, they do not talk about Jesus. It's all about Santa. And that's the case for this movie as well. However, there are lots of messages of being kind and neighborly. And I just mentioned all of those. And that's okay too. So whenever I watch movies, I take notes and I especially write down funny lines and interesting lines just so I can share them with you so you can get a taste for the dialogue and the script writing quality. So you can read them all on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll share a few of them with you right now. So the son is played by Thaddeus J. Mixon, and I thought he was good. At the very beginning, I can't remember if it was the mom or the dad asks, how are you doing in your grades? And he says, I don't let grades define me. Now, Tracy Ellis Ross's character is talking to somebody, and there's, this supposedly magical moment. She says, no, it doesn't feel magical. It feels terrifying when she sees these little figurines come to life and some of the other magical Christmas things that happen. And I just thought that was funny. Another funny line spoken by the son, played by Thaddeus J. Mixon, was, I'm like a bad genius, y'all. He really struggles with math. And there's a really nice lesson there for kids who also struggle with math, but maybe are into music. He finds the connection because music is so mathematical. And so if you've got musical kids, point that out and see if you can help them with their math by applying what they know about music. Then another cute line spoken by Santa, again played by David Alan Grier, is when he says, let me introduce you to the elves. We got Cupcake, Twinkle, Dinky. We got Winky, Dinky, Blinky, and Stinky. He not allowed inside. I thought that was cute. And then one of the little female figurines says, now I know what Barbie feels like. Let's punch it. And they're in a car, and off they go. And I thought, I love movies that reference other movies. So I thought that was kind of funny. And then another moment, the same little female figurine character says, Oprah said, if I believed, I could do anything. And then finally, Madison Thomas plays the little girl, Holly Carver, and she says, thugs need hugs, as she's learning good versus bad, and even bad needs hugs to become good. I thought that was sweet. Now, there were some interesting lines too, and often these interesting lines really hit me because they pronounce the themes for the movie. So Carol Carver, again, is the mom, who's played by Tracy Ellis Ross, and she says, how nice is it to have some help from your family? Like, she needs some help. And I know I definitely related to that because oftentimes it's the moms that do everything for Christmas. The cooking, the cleaning, the hosting of the events, getting the Christmas presents, wrapping the Christmas presents, delivering or shipping the Christmas presents, sending out Christmas cards or writing the family newsletter, on and on and on. Anyway, so I heard her. I'm like, yeah, girl. So another line is spoken by Eddie Murphy, and his character's name is Chris Carver. And Chris is kind of a holiday name, right? Kris Kringle. So he says, look, bad things happen to good people, but if you have a family and love, you'll get through anything. And it's always better to get through it together than on your own. That's a big lesson that he learns, is to work together rather than being the lone maverick kind of a thing. And then another sweet message was spoken by Nick Offerman's character. He's one of the little figurines that comes to life, and he's got this little British accent. I thought he did a great job. And he says, family, that's the real gift. in it. And I was like, yes. So it's a great family-friendly movie because it emphasizes the importance of family and working together. And everybody needs that reminder. All right, so there were some movies that instantly came to my mind as I was watching this. So the first one is called Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey. It's available on Netflix. And I watched it again last night for, I think, the third or fourth time. It came out last year. And I just think it's really sweet and clever, unique. It's a musical. But the reason I thought of it with this movie is because there is some family dynamic that is at the crux of this story, and also in this movie that I'm reviewing. So anyway, check that one out if you haven't seen it and if you have Netflix. Another movie is called Christmas with the Cranks. You might be surprised who wrote that. Check it out. It's based on a book and then became a movie, and it's all about mayhem and family, again, coming together. And then the last one I thought of is Jumanji. And you might be thinking, what? That's not a Christmas movie. No, it's not. But there's lots of mayhem where something happens and all of these things get let loose. And the family's mission is to gather all of these things. And so there's lots of mayhem and chaos that ensues. So surely you've seen that one. And I'm talking about the original one. I like all of the other ones too, but the original by far is the best. All right, so thank you so much for watching and spending some time with me. I hope you have a fantastic holiday season. I love watching all of these fun movies. When you get a minute, run over to my Facebook group called Movie Review Mom, where of course we talk about movies and share funny memes and all kinds of silly stuff. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.